Alright. Well, this isn't how we left this when we went to sleep. It must be time for a new tutorial section.
Hello, Corvo. Your life has taken a turn, has it not? The Empress is dead. Her precious daughter Emily is lost somewhere in the city, and you will play a pivotal role in the days to come. For this, I have chosen you and drawn you into the void. I am the outsider, and this is my mark. There are forces in the world and beyond the world. Great forces that men call magic. And now, these forces will serve your will. Use this newfound power. My gift to you. Come find me.
I don't really want to use this power, but since this is the tutorial for it, I'm gonna need to. And that's creepy. So yeah, Blink tutorial, need to use Blink. Nice decor. The guy's holding Emily. And it does not look like Burroughs is doing well in his Warhams. Those people are also not doing very well. So check out the place. There's a floating whale, bunch of floating rocks, water flowing up, and a fish just sort of trying to swim into the rock.
In the days that follow, your trials will be great, Corvo. Seek the ancient runes bearing my mark in the lonely places of your world, and at shrines raised in my name. These runes will grant you powers beyond those of other men. To help you find these runes, I give you this, the heart of a living thing, molded by my hands. With this heart, you will hear many secrets, and it will guide you toward my runes, no matter how they may be hidden. Listen to the heart now, and find another rune.
This heart is a really cool object.
Of all things, and the beginning.
Also, you might notice that the voice actor doing the heart is the same as the Empress. And we're not going to hear them on this playthrough, but many of the things it says later heavily implies that this is actually the heart of the Empress.
The one who walks here is all things. Cradle songs of comfort and bones gnawed by teeth.
So that's also very creepy. And lucky he put the heart in his pocket there before landing.
Draw their power. And this place is their doom. I can feel a great age ending. This place is the end of all things. And the beginning.
And that's a rune. You use these to buy upgrades to your abilities. But, well, we're not gonna do any of that. There were the upgrades, and that's the last we'll see of them.
Upon you, as it has to the others before you. And now I return you to your world, but know that I will be watching with great interest.
It seems like the outsider basically grants powers to people he finds interesting. One of these people is Piero, the guy making all the gadgets for the Loyalists, as implied by some of his writings. He's got loads of disturbing dreams that where he gets inspiration from.
Regardless of severity. Should I clear space for Samuel then?
If you like, but he won't use it.
Why?
He can't sleep in regular beds anymore, or that's what he says. Says he was in the Navy too long. Can you believe it?
Oh.
That pile of wood out there? It's a hovel he built from an old rowboat. Where does Admiral Havelock find these people, I wonder?
Well, let's get down to it. First off, I know that assassination is dark business, but sometimes good men have to do bad things to make the world right. Our purpose is clear. We want to restore Her Majesty's line by finding and putting Emily Kaldwin on the throne. To those ends, we'll hide, act in shadow, take them apart, piece by piece. Tonight, High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be easy. He's protected by his overseers, an army of religious zealots. But if anyone can do it, you can. Your exploits are legendary. Campbell carries a private journal. Once you've eliminated him, get the journal, because we think it contains Emily's location. Recovering her is obviously critical, assuming she's alive. That's the gist of it. Remember our cause, and strike true. We're counting on you. Another thing. Campbell is holding a former overseer by the name of Martin. He's one of us, and if you manage to find him, give him whatever help you can. He's a master strategist, and he got caught working for our cause. It'd be good to have him back here at the Hound Pits.
Remember Campbell? He was in the intro, getting painted.
Oh, Corvo. Hello. I'm Callista. I work here for Admiral Havelock. I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important. I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man. There's really no reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison. And I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle. Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
This is my first assassination. This is hardly a profession so far. Also, Jeff Kernow, the captain, he was also in the intro. He was the guy we were boating with.
Just wondering, sir, if you thought about perhaps seeing Piero before venturing into
No,
the
I
Overseer's
did not.
nest. I'd recommend going with the best gear you can get together. Ready to go? Just give the signal. It'll be a rough trip. Used to be to go straight up Clavering Boulevard, but now it's not so easy. Half the city's dead of the plague. The other half's fighting over what's left. City Watch still holds the bigger streets, and they've set up those wall of light checkpoints. A man walks through one of those, and he ends up burned to a crisp. Everything not controlled by the City Watch is gang territory. Then there are the real odd birds living on the fringes, like that Granny Rags. They say she's nuts. I don't know which is worse. Just take your pick.
I like that he's got a fire ready. This is going to be a pretty straightforward mission, but
keep him in the boat. Canal's got enough shit in it as it is.
it is quite interesting without Blink. The reason I didn't go after the guard faster is that sometimes he swerves to squish a rat and might see you.
Yeah, the little one. Not possible. I inspected them myself. Keep working.
Disgusting.
Well, he ain't moving no more.
Nasty rat.
Keep them coming.
Get away.
Attention, Watchmen. This district is now considered a highly infected area. Residents are to be escorted to adjacent neighborhoods or delivered for immediate deportation to the flooded district. Remain in position until qualified personnel have completed the removal of infected bodies.
There are a couple of side missions in this area, but we won't be doing any of them. They largely involve knocking people out at least. And that's just not our thing. Plus, they don't really give us anything that we could use.
I've been watching how they operate. They're disciplined. City Watch owns these streets. That's not gonna change.
The actual road is blocked by 2 wall of light checkpoints, which are basically a wall of electricity that zaps anything that's trying to go through. The first one we bypassed by gliding over the wall. If we had blink, we could also just blink over the second wall, but we don't.
Cold as a whaler's gaff hand. 50 years old at least. This guy fought for the Empress.
Forget his old ass. I can't even remember the We tagged him away.
Stupid goddamn. Nothing son of. Oh, you got
Tell me again what you'll do to Slack Bottle Street Boys jump. Shut up.
I'm pretty sure I maybe could have just snuck to the door there, but that's quite dependent on where the guards are at any given moment, and I'm going for reliability here.
Oh, no, stupid goddamn.
That's my window to move. I'm not sure how far the guy in there sees, so I'm just holding here until he turns his back and I can move onward. And that was a bit careless, but luckily these guys have major tunnel vision, even on very hard.
Oh, no, stupid goddamn. Nothing son of. Oh, you got
I keep glancing to the side, just in case another guard will come walking up the street. And I need to do something risky.
Goddamn. Nothing son of. Oh, you got
Hello. I hear the second day is when the skin really starts to come all the way off. Is that true? Or is it the itching that really gets you?
That's the guy we need to rescue.
Jasper, isn't it? It's not so bad in here. Except I miss your wife.
Huh. You don't scare easy, I'll give you that. But that'll change.
And to rescue him, I will need to knock out Jasper. It's impossible to free Martin if he is still conscious. So we'll just, you know, read the poster with him. Might sound weird, but I just wanted him to go to sleep thinking about my face.
Overseer Martin. What a sight you are in that mask. I know who you are and what you're here to do. And I can help. Unlock me and I'll buy you a drink in a couple of days. By the Void, I'll buy you 100 drinks. Feels good to stand up straight.
Thank you, Corvo. What you're here to do tonight is of the highest importance. We've got to find Emily, so kill Campbell and make it quick. Once it's done, search his body for the journal, his notorious black book, and get out of there. Campbell is meeting with a guard named Kernow, and word from my informant is that Campbell is going to poison him. Maybe you can use that to your advantage. Alright, I won't be of any help here, so I'll make my own way back to the Hound Pits.
The next section is much different than if it were with Blink. With Blink, I would just sort of teleport my way up to the ledge on the far wall there. But without it, I'm gonna need to take a lower path.
It sounds painful. Have you ever seen the ritual?
I've never seen the Heretics brand used. No, it's a rare occurrence. But I did spy the face of one so branded. A former member of our order, of course.
That guy right there was just beginning his rummaging animation, so I felt confident I could make it through before he turned around.
Or even the High Overseer himself, who violates our codes.
The brand they're talking about is the non-lethal way to do this mission. It's possible to do like this, but it's very unreliable, and there's a way to finish the mission without ever touching Campbell, so that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know why they keep these open. It's a massive security risk. Also, there's music. Let's go check it out.
I don't see Campbell's journal anywhere, brother. This is folly, I tell you. If he catches us in here...
I've told you 100 times. Campbell is upstairs meeting with the captain of the watch. He'll be busy for hours. Now keep looking.
And I've told you 100 times, Archer, that I am certain he keeps the Black Book on his person at all times. We went to the trouble of breaking into Campbell's sanctum for nothing.
Shh, listen. What was that?
You can stay and find out.
Whoops.
By which he hopes to defeat.
I should really not insist on closing every door behind me. The reason I peeked that corner is the guard I'm waiting for right now might be in there. But now we'll just hang out, wait for him, and listen to some religion.
For there are 7 gates by which he may enter a man's heart, and 70 kinds of spirits which live on and beneath.
The Overseers are, I think, an interesting idea for a religion. They don't actually have their own god that they worship. They have a god in the Outsider, but they less worship him and more act against him.
My wife and me, but does not cook or clean. She thinks on curious subjects, machinery.
So it's a religion based on opposing the deity.
I trust your trip was uneventful. I hear the wall.
And there's the poisoned wine.
You'll be trouble holding the side streets.
Bunch of children playing games, that's all.
Good, good. And your niece, Callista, isn't it? I'm very concerned about her.
She'll be found. My men are searching district by district.
The poor girl.
If I were using Blink, I would have been here in, I think, less than a minute from the beginning of the area.
I'll come straight to you. Time for drinks. I hope you won't refuse. It'll make this business pass all the quicker.
If I switched the poison and poisoned Campbell instead, that would complete the mission and I would not have laid a hand on him. However, gods would be summoned and Kurnow would have to fight.
Here we are.
I'd rather that Kurnow gets out
Men
alive.
will come get you when we're finished. Keep each other entertained in the meantime.
I don't understand how this got so unpleasant.
Oh, I agree. A whore dies and suddenly this. Will you have wine? It's a Tivian red.
Thank you.
What on... Who's been in here? I owe you an apology, Captain. This is hardly the hospitality I planned for you. Well, time to do this the hard way.
What was that, Campbell?
Never mind. It's a stroke of luck for you, Captain. I'm forced to break out the real fit. Leave them in.
So now we get to check out Campbell's little secret room, because that's where he's leading Kurnow to.
The outsider winged serpent.
Well, Coriander of Morley knows that such...
They are slightly slower than me, so we'll just have to wait a bit. Patience is a virtue for any stealth game player. And here they come. I like that Kurnow doesn't seem fazed at all about the real vintage being in a cellar behind a secret door.
You see this painting? Believed to be early Sokolov. Something primal in there. The way the brushwork slashes across the canvas. You're going down!
So what I did there was I turned off the music, which made Kurnow turn around and defend himself. Hopping on top of that thing made sure Kurnow didn't see me. It doesn't really matter if he does, but, you know, just for completion's sake.
What the man could do now. Hi, Remmel.
He just talks to you.
He asks us to call him now.
And there's the painting.
Faith in all the Sokolov's security devices he's put up all over.
If you remember the painting from the intro, I stole the bottle of cider that was supposed to be on the table, and that's why it's not there on the finalized painting. Had I not stolen the cider, the painting would have had it in it.
So there's an upside, at least.
I have a feeling Campbell was lying about the early Sokolov. It's been 6 months since he painted that. So unless he's been really busy in those 6 months, that seems unlikely.
First with the outsider in dreams. So it is true that he may walk there. But as to raising the hand,
Oops.
not always wrong to do so.
Yeah.
I myself...
I almost thought I had a nice window to escape there, but turns out we have to wait again. And for some reason I can't even hear the religion being talked about out there. I backed off because that guy kneels there to look through the keyhole. I'm not actually sure whether he can see me or not through it, but it just seems a bit weird to be staring at the guy's face. And the backyard. There's another couple of side quests here, but again, require knocking out people. Don't give us any rewards that we would use. Nice doggy. The dog design in the game, if I remember right, includes some alligator in it. So they're not modeled after any real breed. They just took elements from alligators and snakes and dogs to make pretty sleek looking animals. Some speedrunners jump off from the top and blink so they fall on Sam,
From the way I hear
if I remember right.
Campbell lived a pretty posh life. Maybe it's not my place to say, but men of the faith shouldn't live like barons. Are you ready to go?
Also, he probably killed a prostitute,
Okay, let's
and that's not really cool either. So there we go, back to the handpits.
Admiral Havelock and Lord Pendleton are in the courtyard. I expect they'll want to congratulate you.
He's alive. Thank you, Corvo, thank you. My uncle's a good man, and one day he'll prove it. Here. I know you did this for the right reasons, but I want you to take this as a reward. It's an old heirloom one of my aunts gave me.
That was another rune, so I guess thank you, but why does everyone have these?
If this is going to work, we have to take down the Lord Regent and all of his key allies. You know that.
Yes.
My pa always wanted me to be an overseer. If he could see us now.
Attention.
Who knows what her
all
mind is
citizens
like being
living
there
on the
when her
north
mother was
side
killed.
of the river,
I'd
between
imagine
John
the daughter of an
Clavering
empress is
Boulevard
tougher
and
than you
Dunwall
think.
Tower, are advised to remain
right.
indoors
In any
until
case, we
further
won't
notice.
get the Lord Regent until we weaken his base. All the pieces are in play. He controls the city watch. Through Campbell, he had the religious faction. Someone is funding the military. And he currently has a majority in Parliament.
Yes, I'm aware of that. My brothers control the voting bloc for my family. I'm very much aware of that.
Seems like some sibling jealousy there.
Welcome back, Master Corvo.
Thanks, but get out of my way, please.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. You are reminded that assaulting a member of the...
So before we continue on, it's time to listen to everyone's diaries again.
Corvo's proved his abilities beyond question. It's not anyone who can walk into Holger Square and put down the High Overseer. And now we're faced with the question.
He was quite quick to make that.
Events are going to move quickly now. The storm's rising.
Please, sir. I was never in service with a noble.
That's not an excuse. You need to learn proper decorum. The Helm Pits have seen a few lords and ladies in his day.
They were here. I expect they didn't want to be recognized, sir.
Never mind that. Lord Regent is what he deserves. He doesn't require it.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
But even so, have you forgotten we may soon be guarding the future Empress? You will be in the presence of the most important person in the entire known world, and you don't know how to curtsy.
If you were wondering who's lecturing the other servant about manners, it's Lord Pendleton's servant, which should not come as a surprise.
Memoir, Chapter 28.
Waverly, Waverly, Waverly. The very name sweeps one away. She came into our cold marble hall and brought light and warmth. She changed our lives forever. It was only later I realized she was a traitorous little weasel, like all the Boyles.
And some more hints about rivalry between the siblings there. The third floor is completely inaccessible. I spent ages trying to get in there, thinking it was a secret. Also, there's a massive noise everywhere. So I'm just going to collect these. I'm not going to use them. I'm just going to collect them to get rid of the noise. I am not actually sure why they are here. Perhaps something to do with the DLC or pre-ordering Dishonored 2.
Please see your tax assessor to secure booze coupons before requesting rations.
And now I'm ready to be debriefed.
Somehow you took down the High Overseer Campbell against the odds. I knew you were our man, Corvo. With Campbell gone, we've hurt the Lord Regent immeasurably. And with Martin back, we'll have the finest strategist alive.
The Lord Regent must be shitting himself in Dunwall Tower.
Yes, and Campbell's journal, let's not forget. Our hope is that in these encoded pages, the location and condition of Emily Kaldwin can be discovered. Our entire movement will mean nothing if we can't place the rightful heir on the throne. We must act fast. No doubt the Lord Regent is holding Emily somewhere, waiting to reveal her, to step out as the hero and further cement his regency.
If he doesn't bring the young lady forth soon, there will be infighting among the nobles as to who should succeed the Empress.
Yes, time is against us. But now you should take a well-earned rest, Corvo. We will decipher the contents of the High Overseer's journal and share them with you later.
Sure, let's go to sleep. Until the next episode.